Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here. Jasmine Brand is here.
I'm not just any brand. I'm my own brand.
I really am thinking ahead to Thanksgiving. Like, I got to make sure I have everything ready in my house. I was like, it's so much work. All right. Well, let's get into some Yee tea. So, Kendrick Lamar, his first sit-down interview after all of the things that have happened is with SZA. Mm-hmm. And this is BAZAAR?
Harper's BAZAAR,
Harper's
right?
BAZAAR. Okay, this is Harper's BAZAAR magazine, and this was in Santa Monica. And so this is only the fifth time that this magazine has put a man alone on the cover, though. And Kendrick Lamar actually requested for SZA to interview him, and they said part of the reason is that he processes information best through connections with others. So clearly, they know each other very well.
Right.
Now, SZA, when she showed up, we learned a lot about her from this interview, too. She said, we shot a movie last night. I've never shot a movie before, so I was freaking out. And she said she met Cat Williams on set. He told her that he said he told me I was mentally ill, like as a compliment. He was like, I believe you might have some mental, and I was like, illness? And he was like, yeah. And he said, oh, you're welcome.
I can envision that whole little back and forth. That's funny.
Kendrick also said that he's learned that he can't identify with his performances on stage. He said, I can't hold my true whole identity to that person who's on stage, because if I did, that means I will judge every movement, every time I F up a lyric, every time I'm off key. It's too much to deal with. So he has a distance between the performer and the person.
Sounds like he can detach himself.
You know what's interesting? SZA also asked him about Not Like Us.
I saw that.
And what that means to him. And so his answer was pretty interesting. And he said, Not Like Us is the energy of who I am, the type of man I represent. This man has morals, he has values, he believes in something, he stands on something, he's not pandering. He's a man who can recognize his mistakes and not be afraid to share the mistakes, and can dig deep down into fear-based ideologies or experiences to be able to express them without feeling like he's less of a man.
Okay.
So that was
my answer would have been more shallow.
What?
Like
it's a diss song.
It's a Drake diss song. Is probably what I said.
I mean, it's that too.
Yeah.
And she also asked him about whether or not he is angry, as far as being like an angry person, not coming from her, but because she knows him personally. And he said, I don't believe I'm an angry person, but I do believe in love and war, and I believe they both need to exist.
I feel that. You see, the last time he cried was 2022.
Oh yeah, when he came on stage.
Yeah, that's 2 years. He hasn't cried in 2 years.
I mean, okay. And SZA said, I wrote a song last summer that was too honest, and I couldn't put it out. I just be telling on myself so crazy, and I can't stop. And she said, it's like I have to tell on myself so I'm not bored, because otherwise I'm just like, what's the point? And when I'm in the studio, it hurts too much sometimes. Maybe that's why I tap in and pretend to be other people. But she said when she heard Mr. Morale, she said, I'm not digging deep enough into my art. I'm running from so many things. So now I'm in my bag. I'm like, okay, I'm codependent. I'm a people pleaser. I'm afraid of all these things. I'm so effing selfish.
That song probably is a banger. SZA, can you please drop that?
Please put that song out. She said, why am I trying to not be human so bad? Because it hurts so damn bad, but that is the job. All right, so you can read that full interview. I mean, it's a lot to it, and I'm sure he really opened up because it's SZA, and they know each other.
Yeah.
And everybody was trying to get that first interview, so nobody better to do it with.
Yep, and a friend.
Than somebody who you're really cool with, who also gave us some valuable information about herself.
Yep.
All right, well, that is your Yee tea. And when we come back, we have Under the Radar. These are the stories that are not necessarily in the headlines. They are flying under the radar, but you definitely need to know about them anyway. We do have a lot to talk about today when it comes to all of the things like Donald Trump and the Central Park Five.
Yeah.
I think he gave them an apology, quite the opposite, and now there's a lawsuit, all right?
Sheesh.
It's way up.